Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Shri Nitai Gaurnath Raj ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Jai Gaur Premanandi, Diri Bol.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare गौर नटराज की शिला प्रभुपाद की गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Sorry. Just trying to do the old. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Nitai Gaur Nataraj Nitai Gaur Nataraj Nitai Gaur Nataraj Nitai Gaur Nataraj Nitai Gaur Prabhupada Jaya Srila Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Srila Prabhupada Shri Nitai Gaur Nataraj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari
Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Jaya Giri Varadari Jaya Giri Varadari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Jaya Giri Varadari Jaya Giri Varadari Jashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Jamunatira Vanachari Jamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Jaya Giri Varadari Jaya Giri Varadari Gopi Janavallabha Jaya Giri Varadari Jaya Giri Varadari Jashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Jashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Jamunatira Vanachari Jamunatira Vanachari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaura Nataraj, Nitai Gaura Nataraj, Nitai Gaura Nataraj, Nitai Gaura Nataraj. Prabhupada, Jaya Shila Prabhupada. Shri Nitai Gaura Nataraj ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaura Premanande.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Maybe we could have someone turn on the lights. Yes. The switch. There we go. So, welcome everyone to our Sunday Love Feast. So today we're going to be talking about all you need is love. But before we begin any discussion whatsoever, does anybody know, in this picture right here, who the person is with the beard? George? Just any George? George Harrison, that's right. So, he was in the band, the Beatles, which is a pretty famous band, I would say. And he helped the devotees in many ways, He helped them record the Radha Krishna Temple album. He donated the property where there's a temple called Bhaktivedanta Manor. So that was donated by George Harrison. So actually, this is kind of a funny little continuation from last week, because in last week's class, Krishna Prema mentioned a different song by the Beatles. Does anyone remember what song that was? I Me Mine. Yes, because we were talking about the false ego. Now, the Beatles wrote another song, and the title of that song was All You Need Is Love. It's like, all you need is love. I don't remember the exact lyrics. Yeah, so you guys kind of know it. So that's kind of like the topic of today. And we're going to be reading a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 3. So before we begin, we can start with the invocation prayers. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gorangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyaiva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. All right. So when you see this image here, what do you think about? What does this image make you think of? Yes, Krishna. Okay. That's a nice take. I haven't thought of that one before. Prayer, exactly. So before we begin the actual topic, I want to talk a little bit about prayer. With a show of hands, how many people say they pray somewhat regularly? Okay. This is not japa. Outside of japa. Okay. You got like about half, which is pretty good. What is the purpose of prayer? Yes, Krish? To connect with God. Okay, yeah, pretty much. If I think about other faiths out there, like the Christian faith, prayer is heavily emphasized. It's said in the Bible, and this is, for anyone curious, Romans 10:9-10. If you declare with your mouth Jesus is the Lord, and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. For it is with your heart that you believe and are justified, and it is with your mouth that you profess your faith and are saved. So what I kind of take from that is you believe in your heart about God, and then you should profess with your mouth, which pray, about this faith. And we think about like the Islam faith. They pray 5 times a day. So prayer is a very kind of like throughout the world very important. And for us, it's also important. Prayer is that one of the ways we connect with the Supreme Lord. It's also one of the 9 processes of devotional service. There's an example, for example, Srila Prabhupada. When he was on the Jaladuta, traveling to America, he wrote this prayer. I am a puppet, and you have brought me here to dance. Now you could make me dance as you like. Make me dance, O Lord, make me dance. So prayer can be very powerful. And not just, our own prayers, which is very beneficial, but even reading some of the prayers that are out there can give us great benefit. In Srimad Bhagavatam, for example, there are many different prayers we can read. What are some examples from the Srimad Bhagavatam? Kunti, prayers of Queen Kunti. Gajendra, good one. Prahlad Maharaj, yes. It's quite a few more. Dhruva Maharaj, yes. Draupadi, yes. It's also the prayers of Lord Brahma, prayers of Indra. We can keep going. It's like every canto, it's almost like you can find some prayers out there. So the verse we're quoting today is part of a prayer. And it's part of the prayers of Vasudeva and Devaki. So it's the 10th canto, chapter 3, and so they're praying to the Supreme Lord. Now, when Krishna appeared in the prison house, which is shown in this image here, did Krishna first appear as an ordinary child? No. What does he appear as? 4 hands. So, after Krishna appeared to his parents in this 4-handed form, his parents, they had the knowledge, they could understand that he was the Supreme Lord. So, because of this, of course, they began to offer very beautiful prayers. Now, they do it in 2 different moods. His father, Vasudeva, he prays in an awe and reverence type of mood, like, wow, this is the Supreme Lord, let me pay my respects. Now, Devaki, on the other hand, his mother, she was afraid of her brother Kamsa, because her brother had basically promised that all the children born to you, I will kill, because there was a prophecy that a child born from your sister's womb will kill you. So he was like, okay, we'll just kill them all, and then they can't kill me. Of course, these pastimes go on. But because of this fear, she prayed that he would appear like a normal child, not in this 4-handed form, so that Kamsa wouldn't know that he is the Supreme Lord. He wouldn't suspect anything, basically. Now, if you haven't had a chance to hear the full prayers, I would highly recommend reading the entire chapter. You learn so much about the Supreme Lord just by reading prayers. Because when they say prayers, they usually describe qualities of the Lord and what the Lord does, and you learn a lot about the Supreme Lord. So 2 verses we'll be reading today. Krishna is actually speaking in response to the prayers. So Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 3, text 37 through 38. And I'll say a line, and then you can repeat that line. Tadavam paritushtoham amuna babusanage tapasa sharaya nityam bhaktya cha hridi bhavita padursa asam svaradaran yuvayo kamaditsaya vriyatam varetyukte madrisho vamrita sudha. We'll do it one more time. Tadavam paritushtoham amuna vavusanage tapasa sharaya nityam bhaktya cha hiri bhavita pradura samvaradaran yuvayo kamaditsaya vriyatam varetyukte madrisho vamrita sutaha So there's a couple mics over there. So can we get those mics distributed somehow? And since you're going up to get them, Krishna Prema, you can read the translation to this verse. But leave one on this side and then one on the other side. Perfect.
Translation. O sinless Mother Devaki, after the expiry of 12,000 celestial years, in which you constantly contemplated me within the core of your heart with great faith, devotion, and austerity, I was very much satisfied with you. Since I am the best of all bestowers of benediction, I appeared in the same form as Krishna to ask you to take from me the benediction you desired. You then express your desire to have a son exactly like me.
So what's the kind of summary of what you just read?
So, first, Krishna in this instance, first he acknowledges his devotee's faith, and specifically praising her, so you've done all this devotion and austerity, and that is how you win the love and affection of the Supreme Lord. And because of that faith and devotion, naturally Krishna is willing to give those desires to you. Like, if you want me as your son, you have performed the austerity. You have shown that you have the pure love for me to be your son. You've earned the merit. You've earned the right.
So I guess to give additional context behind this kind of story, in Vasudeva and Devaki's previous births, they were known as Sutapa and Prishni. So Brahma had come to them and requested both of them to create progeny to populate the universe. So they did penances, and it said 12,000 celestial years. So they were doing that penances, and they were focusing on the Supreme Lord. And it said, you constantly contemplated me within the core of your heart with great faith, devotion, and austerity. So they were doing that 12,000 years. And Krishna appeared to them after those 12,000 years, as stated in the verse. And he gave them a benediction. And it said, you then expressed your desire to have a son exactly like me. So that's what they requested. So Krishna actually appeared 3 times as their son. Once, Prishni Garbha, once as Vamana, the dwarf Brahmana, and then now he's appeared as Krishna. So we're going to go, it's a long purport, but we're going to take a couple excerpts from the purport today. So we're going to take this first. Navya, can you read this section?
Srimad Bhagavatam 10.3.37 to 38, excerpt from purport. 12,000 years on celestial planets is not a very long time for those who live in the upper planetary system, although it may be very long for those who live on this planet. Sutapa was the son of Brahma, and as we have already understood from the Bhagavad Gita 8.17, one day of Brahma equals many millions of years according to our calculation. Sahasra Yuga Paryantam Aharyad Brahmano Vida. We should be careful to understand that to get Krishna as one's son, one must undergo such great austerities. If we want to get the Supreme Personality of Godhead to become one of us in this material world, this requires great penance. But if we want to go back to Krishna, Tyaktva deham punar janma naiti mam eti so rujana. We need only understand him and love him. Through love only, we can very easily go back home, back to Godhead. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore declared, Prema Pumarto Mahan. Love of Godhead is the highest achievement for anyone.
So can you give a summary of what you just read?
Yeah. So, 12,000 years compared to us seems like such a great long time, but then, yeah, for people living in the celestial planets, it's like barely a snap of your hands. And then basically just the last line, love of Godhead is the highest achievement for anyone. We need to only understand and love Krishna if we want to go back to him.
Right. So today I'm going to focus on one line from the purport, and that's going to be our whole class. Through love only, we can very easily go back home, back to Godhead. All you need is love, essentially. So we've heard of these yogis back in different yugas, and even in this example here, right? 12,000 years. I can't even do something for 12,000 seconds. My mind just wanders off somewhere else. So we've heard of these yogis back in different yugas that would stand on one foot for tens of thousands of years, meditating on the Supreme Lord. But in this current age, where we are right now, all we need to do is serve the Supreme Lord with love. And then we can achieve the supreme goal, go back home, back to Godhead. So, first, we're going to dissect and define the term love. And then we'll talk about why love is important in our spiritual journey. And then we're going to go into more specifics on how we can cultivate love. So, with that being said, what is love? And I'm not talking about like a spiritual definition. I'm talking about like a dictionary, ask people on the streets, you go up, what is love? So, what is love? Can anyone give me a definition? It's complicated, right? It's not so easy. Sanaya, in the back? Someone you care about, okay. Yes?
The outpouring of what you feel in your heart.
Okay. Outpouring of what you feel in your heart. Yes, Vidhi? Unconditional. Okay. Any other ideas of what love is, Vajagovinda? A brain chemical. Okay. See, many different ideas out there on what love is. Now, if I go by the dictionary definition, it's a strong feeling of warm personal attachment or deep affection. That's what it is. So it can be between friends, family, lovers, not so much between strangers, right? You kind of have to know the person. It's a subject of numberless books, songs, films, plays, sonnets, articles, conversations, advertisements. It's meditated on, longed for, and bemoaned. It's a source of anguish, ecstasy, and everything in between. It's simple, yet so complicated. And it's kind of what makes the world go around, right? But we can see that in the modern age, many people struggle with love. The current divorce rate in the United States of America is about 42%, so almost half. And then every day, we see friendships being torn apart. And even between children, there's many cases of child neglect. So we can see that love is a bit of a struggle. And many articles these days are actually written on the struggle of love, how to deal with that. And people, even turn to horoscopes to learn their love outlook for the week. Today, you'll meet your future love on a bench, and you'll live happily ever after, right? That's how it works. You read it in the horoscope, and that's immediately what happens. Yes? Obviously, right. No. If it was that easy, everybody would be sitting on benches. My future love's going to come to me. But people are meant to be loved. And things, like a phone, are meant to be used. We can agree with that. We love people, we use things. We can see these days, though, that things are being loved and people are being used, right? We take the people that we love for granted. People, for example, they take such good care of their cars or their house. My car got a little speck on it, let me wipe it down, or, they just take such care, and then they neglect all the relationships around them. No, I can't hang out today. I gotta clean my car. It's so dirty. Something like that. But why do people struggle with love? So I asked Google, Dr. Google, and he said, there are many reasons, such as fear of vulnerability, past experiences, individual experiences, blah, 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 blah. But from my understanding from reading Srila Prabhupada's books, we have to go into the type of love to find this problem. So, it is said in the beginning of the chapter 15 of Bhagavad Gita that the material world is a perverted reflection of the spiritual world. So they compare it to a banyan tree with the roots upward and the branches downward. So we can see in this picture here the reflection of the tree in the water is kind of blurry, right, compared to the actual tree up here. So things here in the material world, they're similar to things in the spiritual world, but they're not perfect and ultimately temporary. So love in the spiritual world has different types of rasas, parental love, friendship love, conjugal love, and those are the same types of love that we see here in the material world. We all have a loving propensity, it's said. But our love here in the material world is contaminated with a few things. Just like the tree. It's not quite an exact match in the water. So the love is not quite an exact match as the love in the spiritual world. It's a little hazy. So one of those things is selfish desires. It's like the child's, Mom, I love you very, very much. Can I have $20 to buy that new game, please? A little bit of desire. Or you're telling your spouse, oh, honey, I love you so, so much. So just for you, I'm going to do this one thing. Maybe cook their favorite meal or something. But in the back of your head, you may be thinking, if I do this one thing for them, maybe I'll get a shoulder massage in exchange. And then when you don't get the shoulder massage, you get mad, even though you never told them you wanted a shoulder massage, and then it's the whole day just... Anyway, we're in these loving relationships because we want to get something out of it. So-called love here means, you gratify my senses, I'll gratify your senses. Sounds good? So without some exchange or benefit for myself, there's no love. Because why would I just love someone and just pour my heart out into them and then I get nothing back? That's not worth it in the material world. Another thing that muddles up our love is lust, sense gratification. There's that famous couple verses in Bhagavad Gita 2:62-63 that it says, when you contemplate the objects of the senses, lust and attachment develops. And this can lead to anger, bewilderment, etc. The last class I talked about 4:10, we have the attachment and fear and anger comes from that. So we all have this kind of sense gratification that leads to attachment, fear, anger, and it's kind of like a block. And people, especially you can see this in spousal relationships, they'll break off the relationship when their senses are no longer satisfied. And so, in conclusion, ultimately, love in the material world is kind of conditional. If my conditions are not being met, then I'll stop loving them. And this causes some sort of conflict. Okay, we've decided what the problem is. So does that mean we should give up all material relationships and love and be like this guy and move to the forest to meditate by ourselves? Is that the solution? No. Why is that not the solution? Yeah, sure. But there's a deeper reason behind. Yeah. Because love itself is not the problem. Love and relationships are not the source of bondage. It's the desires and attachment behind them that are that source of bondage. And that selfish desire, it kind of hijacks our love and relationships. Those who artificially give up material things, they'll not be successful. For example, if you tell a child, you're not allowed to eat cake, and then you put a cake right in front of them, what are they going to think about? Cake. Right. They're going to think of the cake. They might even cave in, be like, Mom's not looking, and eat the cake. But if you tell them, okay, here's this cake, you can't eat the cake, but I've made cookies, you can have the cookies. The child generally, this is not like 100% always going to happen, but they'll forget about the cake and they'll eat the cookies because they are still eating something. So similarly, if we try to restrict ourselves from sense enjoyment, it's not going to work because we're in the material world. Sense objects are all around us, and our minds are going to be absorbed in what we cannot do. So instead of giving up love, we have to transform the love from material love to spiritual love. From conditional love, I do this, you do that, to unconditional love. I'll do it no matter what. Actually, love is crucial to our spiritual development. This is not, unique to Krishna consciousness. Most religious practices out there say, we want to love God. Jesus Christ himself, he said, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the great and first commandment. So don't take my word for it, though. I can just blabber on, and you might not believe me. Let's take a couple examples from the Shastras. So there's a mic floating around. Avi, you could read the first quote.
Bhagavad Gita 10:10. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me.
And then Divya Mataji, you can read the second one.
Bhagavad Gita 9:26. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, I will accept it.
Okay, and then, yes, Krishna, you want to read this last one?
Bhagavad
Gita 4:10.
Bhagavad Gita 4:10. Being freed from attachment, fear, and anger, being fully absorbed in me, and refusing me. Many persons in the past became purified by knowledge of me, and thus they all attained transcendental love for me.
Yes. So this is actually the one we were reading when I did class last time, interestingly enough. So as we can see, love is important in our spiritual journey. When we chant our japa, for example, what are we praying? Oh Lord, please engage me in your loving devotional service. Not just devotional service, loving devotional service. And what do we call our Sunday programs? Sunday Love Feast. Love Feast was a term coined by Srila Prabhupada in the early days. People would come together, talk about Krishna consciousness, and then take prasadam, which is food offered to the Lord, which was sometimes cooked personally by Srila Prabhupada. So love is a type of thing that kind of changes people too. For example, it's said that when someone becomes a parent, their whole world changes, and they feel so much love for this new child. They said, yeah, I would move mountains for my child. There was a story I was reading once, and it was like the child was trapped under the car. And just by sheer adrenaline and love, the mother, who was not like a bodybuilder or anything, just someone, just lifted the car and to be able to save the child. So when our love is transformed, we're also transformed. So without love, we're kind of just working, right? These kids don't look too happy doing the dishes, right? They're kind of just, Mom told me to do the dishes, so I'll do the dishes. They probably, they're doing it because their parents told them. I remember as a kid, when my mom would tell me to do some chore, if she was yelling at me, Marisha, you need to go do the dishes right now. I would be like, I don't want to do the dishes. I want to do this and this, whatever I would want to do. Until I was forced to do it. If you do not do the dishes, you're not going to get dinner today, or some sort of thing. Oh, fine, I'll do the dishes. But, then I just got to finish the dishes. I might not do such a good job, right? And then my mom goes into the kitchen. Marisha, you have to do all these dishes again because there's dirt all over these dishes. And the cycle continues. But if she asked me in I would really appreciate it if the dishes were done, some more out of love, and I personally would be more likely to do the dishes and do a good job. Maybe not my brothers. My brothers kind of need a little more different types of encouragements, but we're not robots, right? We have feelings, we have emotions. So let's use those feelings and emotions in our service. You know, when you're performing service with love, you're taking care and paying attention to every detail. For example, the cooks cooking the Sunday feast today. If they don't put the love into the service, they may not be paying attention, and they might put sugar instead of salt in the sabji, for example. Or, you know, the ones doing the dishes, you know, they might be just trying to do it, and they might leave food particles on the dishes, not taking care of the kitchen. You know, the list goes on, you know, you can give different examples. But one who does the service with love, they'll take care to see who the devotees are. They'll prepare a loving feast for the Lord and have everybody enjoy and eat the remnants. You know, they may see, you know, there's more Western people in the audience today. I'm going to tone down the spice just a little bit. Thankfully, you know, we have very experienced cooks here who do their service with so much love. Prashadam is always tasty here. So if you take only one thing from class, let it be this point. The love must be there in your service. Now, it may take time to develop, but an effort should be made to do your service with love. All you need is love. If you take literally nothing else from my class, just take the one point. The love must be there in your service. So, when we think of love in a spiritual context, most of us think, oh yes, I love the Supreme Lord, so we go to that. Which is good, yes, that's the ultimate goal of life. But, you know, we should strive for that. However, we can't just start loving Krishna, not in the deep way that we should. It's not so easy to achieve. However, there's some preliminary steps out there that we can help achieve that goal. You know, we first need to learn how to love properly. How do we transform from material love to spiritual love? So I'm going to talk about it in 3 different ways. Now, the first one, I want you to guess, and I'll give you a hint. All you need to do is look around the room. You're all looking at it. What helps us transform that love? Yeah. Love among the devotees. So, association with devotees, that's very helpful. Sadhu Sangha is so important to developing that spiritual love because they can help us serve the Supreme Lord in loving devotional service. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, 22:49. Sadhu Sangha Krishna Bhakti Shara Yarihai Bhakti Phala Prema Haya Samsara Yaya Krishaya. Sorry, I don't know Bengali so well. Please forgive me. By associating with a devotee, one awakens his faith in devotional service to Krishna. Because of devotional service, one's dormant love for Krishna awakens, and thus one's material conditioned existence comes to an end. So how do we build Sadhu Sangha in a loving and sustainable way? You know, when we're talking about what love is, we're talking about relationships between people. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Yes. So just because we transform material love to spiritual love, that doesn't mean that relationship aspect goes away. So when we're talking about love among devotees, it's also cultivating those friendships. You know, living entities, they're meant to have relationships. We're not meant to be like that guy, sitting in the forest, doing nothing but meditating. You know, we're meant to have relationships, and strong relationships are built on love. Similarly, you know, good friendship based on love. So this top right picture here, I'm somewhere, I think I'm right behind the mask. So I'm just peeking out somewhere there. Krishna Prema, you could see he's holding the mridanga like this. So this is from my trip to Mexico with different ISKCON youth from around the world. We went on Harinam in Mexico City. Now we're mostly all friends, so it made the trip more enjoyable because we could engage in Krishna consciousness together. It's always more fun to do things together, and that includes devotional service. You know, you can see devotees serving prashadam together, working on a farm together, hearing from a highly exalted devotee together, and dancing together. So you can see that it's in different types of ways. And one of the great examples of spiritual friendships is Krishna and the Cowherd Boys. So in this particular picture here, Krishna and his friends are enjoying lunch. And I'll briefly describe the pastime because it's just so sweet. It's said in the Krishna book that after Krishna saved his friends from the mouth of Agasura and killing the demon, Lord Krishna brought his friends to the bank of the Yamuna. And he said, "My dear friends, just see how this spot is very nice for taking lunch on this soft, sandy Yamuna bank. You can see how the lotus flowers in the water are beautifully blowing in the wind, and the birds are chirping, the peacocks are cooing, and it's surrounded by the whispering of the leaves in the trees combine, and it's just a nice sound vibration. Let's take our lunch here." And the calves, they can go in the grass, and they can engage in that. So the cowherd boys, of course, agreed, and they were sitting down on the ground, and they kept Krishna in the center, and they began to open their lunch boxes brought from home. And they ate, and they were enjoying seeing the Lord face to face. The boys collected flowers, leaves, fruit, and the bark of trees, and they placed their lunch on them, as well as, on their lunch boxes, and thus they began to eat their lunch, keeping company with Krishna. So, while taking lunch, each boy began to manifest different kinds of relations with Krishna, and they enjoyed each other's company with, they were joking with each other, Krishna was laughing with them, and they were just enjoying the lunch. And this scene was kind of like observed by the demigods in heaven. And, they were just enjoying seeing Krishna, enjoying his pastimes, but for the boys, they were just enjoying time with their friends, One boy would be like, "Oh, look, my mother made this sweet ball. Krishna, I would like you to have it." And stuff like that. So we can see that devotee friendships don't necessarily have to be complicated, and you have to read 100 different books just to learn the secret of sadhu sangha. Sometimes it's just as simple as sharing prasadam with each other. There's this verse, Nectar of Instruction, verse 4. Max, could you read the translation of this verse?
Offering gifts in charity, accepting charitable gifts, revealing one's mind in confidence, inquiring confidentially, accepting prasad, and offering prasad are the 6 symptoms of love shared by one devotee and another.
So what do you take from that verse?
I guess this is kind of like the blueprints to how to make a friendship, based on love. You give each other things, you tell each other things, and you eat together. That's kind of the basis for a friendship.
Yeah, pretty simple, right? So the Nectar of Instruction was written by Srila Rupa Goswami. But for love to occur, there has to be some sort of exchange. Offering gifts, accepting gifts, that's a sort of exchange. In the purport to this verse, Srila Prabhupada says, "Even in ordinary social activities, these 6 types of dealings between 2 loving friends are absolutely necessary. For instance, when one businessman wishes to contact another businessman, he arranges a feast in a hotel, and over the feast openly expresses what he wishes to do. He then inquires from his business friend how he should act, and sometimes presents are exchanged. Thus, whenever there is a dealing of priti, or love in intimate dealings, these 6 activities are executed." So there's actually a story about Srila Prabhupada that illustrates one of these loving exchanges. So we can see this picture here. So during Guru Puja, Srila Prabhupada, he would insist on handing out cookies, both to children and to the adults. So at this time, Prabhupada was in New Vrindavan, and at that time, the roads were pretty bad. You think potholes, uneven, all that sort of thing. But Srila Prabhupada insisted and still went to this Guru Puja. So the truck would go, and it reached a point where it could not go further. Srila Prabhupada would get out and walk and chant japa and go to the temple. So then Srila Prabhupada asked the devotees for the cookies. And the devotees realized, oh no, we forgot to bring the cookies. Now this was just unacceptable, that Srila Prabhupada could not show his love by not, handing out cookies at Guru Puja. So Radhanath Swami, he took the deities' plates with the offerings from Mangal Arti and tried to offer these to Srila Prabhupada as Mahaprasadam. But the secretary stopped him and said, no, you cannot offer this to Srila Prabhupada. But then Maharaj, he snuck around the other side, where there was a more lenient servant, and he placed the tray there. So, and then it said, Srila Prabhupada, like a little child, he had very small silver spoons, and he began distributing prasadam to the devotees as they lined up. You know, he gave spoonfuls of sweet rice here, other preparations there, and Srila Prabhupada, he would taste it and then distribute it to the devotee. And it said, Srila Prabhupada, he came to the galubjaman. Now, the galubjaman has a lot of juice, right? So when he bit into the galubjaman, it popped, and it sprayed the juice all over the devotees. And, then he took a second one, and the same thing happened. All the juice spread all over the place. And the devotees, they were just so ecstatic. And Srila Prabhupada, he just had a big smile on his face. So just like Srila Prabhupada and the devotees, they had that exchange. We should endeavor to also have these loving exchanges. Now, we shouldn't limit ourselves to having these activities just on Sunday, just between 4 to 8 p.m., maybe 4 to 9 p.m. if we stay a little later. We can go out or do it on a different day. Like, for example, the beach after the Rath Yatra, being together, that sort of loving exchanges. Now, that's one of the reasons why Srila Prabhupada founded ISKCON, to facilitate these different types of dealings. We have devotees in different stages of devotional service, and this is talked about more in the next verse of Nectar of Instruction. Unfortunately, time's a little short, and we don't have time to go into the verses further. But with these loving exchanges, a more inexperienced devotee is able to inquire from a more advanced devotee and learn about the science of Krishna consciousness. Now, this does not mean we can create a kind of one-size-fits-all plan on how to cultivate our friendship with devotees. Now, there's a somewhat famous theory out there called love languages, and this is more like a material love type of theory. But it essentially says there's 5 different categories of ways someone shows love: physical touch, quality time, acts of service, words of admiration, and gift giving. And someone has, according to this theory, a prominent love language, or the main way they express that love. In the same way, devotees, they also have likes and dislikes, favorite services. Krishna made us unique for a reason. Now, if you want to form deeper connections with these devotees, you have to learn more about them. Otherwise, it kind of stays on the surface level. You say, Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna Mataji, and that's about it. So I want to do, if it's okay, a little quick exercise. I want you to turn to the person next to you, and maybe not someone you know already, maybe somebody a little bit, maybe you don't know so well, and share one thing about yourself. Maybe your favorite service, your favorite prasadam, your favorite pastime. I'll give you 2 minutes to figure out more about them. All right, 2 minutes. Hey, I know you two know each other. Find somebody. What's one thing about myself?
I know.
I really like organizing things. So I like organizing. So I like organizing the different things, like the books, that sort of stuff. Yeah. I mean, you have to organize the gift shop, so yeah. What about your favorites? Anything you like to do? Oh, you do? Okay, that's really cool. Oh, beach is good. I like beach. Okay, cool. I have that almost every year. Okay. Oh, that's okay, cool. I'll let you take Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. All right. So maybe you found a new friend, Maybe you found out you both like cheesecake. That was me and Simone. We figured out both our favorite sweets is cheesecake. So, maybe speak a little more after class. See if it's something you can cultivate a friendship with. Make a cheesecake? That's a good idea. So, another way, now, not everybody is a social person. I'm not so much a social person. But there's other ways we can cultivate love. How do you love yourself, but in a spiritual context? Because you could say, I love, you say words of affirmation in the mirror every day. I love myself, whatever. That's like a material thing. But how do you love yourself in a spiritual way? Meditation. Okay, that's good. Prayer. Okay. Any other ideas? Learning about yourself. Knowing who you really are, right? Not just, oh yeah, I'm wearing a green sari today, but who you are on the inside. And the process of finding out who we really are is self-realization. Now, Srila Prabhupada wrote a book titled The Science of Self-Realization. Now, a show of hands, how many people have read the book, Science of Self-Realization? Okay, couple people only? We do have a couple copies of Science of Self-Realization if you do want to read this book. But some of the things that are discussed, we're not this body, we're a spirit soul. And, the guru will help you on the path of Krishna consciousness. And now once you have that knowledge, oh, I'm not this body, I'm a spirit soul who is part and parcel of Krishna, and all these living entities around me are parts and parcels of Krishna as well. So that love and compassion you have developed for not just yourself, but your true self will radiate out and improve the interactions of people around you. So there's this verse, Bhagavad Gita 5:18. The humble sages, by virtue of true knowledge, see with equal vision a learned and gentle brahmana, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog-eater, or an outcast. So you have to understand that everyone has a soul. And so you're not going to discriminate based on who someone is on the outside. Now, no one in this material world should be deprived of love. And that includes the animals. We treat individuals and the animals around us with the same amount of love. Now, it's nice to say this, but how do we apply this practically? We say everyone is equal, but our false ego can get in the way of that, and we end up loving some more than others. So, look at this picture right here. The common misconception with this picture is that the sage is the devotee and everyone else is not a devotee. Shri Shri Nitai Gaur Nataraj Ki Jai. But in reality, everyone in this picture is a devotee, just at different stages. Some, like the sage, are like in advanced devotees. Some are like, the people here, they're in the beginning stages. And some people are kind of like what we would call potential devotees. They just haven't realized their relationship with Krishna yet, either in this lifetime or a future lifetime. But everyone is a devotee. So if we look at everyone as a devotee, it might be easier to view them with an equal vision. So that was the second one. So the first one, love devotees, and then love yourself. Third one, love your japa. Be honest with me. Are you happy, when you're chanting your beads? You see your japa mala. Are you happy when you can move these counter beads down like that? I know which one I'm happier about. So you're going to have really good days, right? Where you're chanting your prescribed number of rounds with ease. And you're like, wow, that was such a good japa day. And I can almost guarantee you're going to have bad days where it's a struggle to get through your rounds. And then you got kind of like in between, which is most days, at least for me. It just feels like something you have to do, something you are told to do. So how do we change our mindset and love our japa? So remember, earlier in the class, we were talking about relationships and how we can't love without having some sort of relationship. So when we are chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And Krishna's name, which is in the Maha Mantra, it's non-different from Krishna himself. So if we know the Shikshastakam, does anyone know which verse talks about this principle, how Krishna is non-different from his name? Does anybody know the number? It's 1 through 8, so you got 12.5% chance of being correct. 2, exactly. Verse 2 says, O my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you invested all your transcendental energies. So, when we are chanting, we're developing a relationship with Krishna through his names. So, we have to develop that relationship with our japa as well, which is admittedly easier said than done. Now, when we are in our conversation with someone, just anybody, what is something that is important but often neglected? Yeah, so when we're in a conversation with someone, what is something in that conversation that is important but is often neglected? Attention. Have a conversation with me about anything. What did you say? I didn't hear you, sorry. Repeat yourself. Sorry, I didn't see you. I didn't see you again? Huh? What did you say? I wasn't listening, right? So I don't know what he said. Listening. So sometimes we're in a conversation with someone and we're so focused. I have this problem so much. I know this for a fact personally. We're focused so much on what we're going to say next in the conversation that we're not listening to what the person is currently saying. We're so focused, oh, yeah, they said that one point. Maybe I should say this in relation to the other point. But they're still going on, and you don't hear that whole thing they just said. You're so focused on what I'm going to say next. You know, I'm sure many of us have been in a conversation where the person is clearly not listening. And it's kind of disheartening, and you don't even want to continue talking because, you know, what's the point? They're not listening to me. So when we chant our japa, it's the same thing. We have to listen to the Maha Mantra. Listening, you know, helps on one of the major blocks to our chanting, which is our mind going this way, to that situation, that situation. If we focus on listening to each word of the Maha Mantra, our mind is less likely to wander. We did a seminar once here with His Holiness Sachinandan Swami, and we were doing chanting, and we did 3 mantras, and in those 3, we focused on a different word. So like for the first 3, Hare Krishna, you know, and then this next 3, Hare Krishna. So we would go through, and we were focusing on a different word of the Maha Mantra. And it was actually very helpful to, like, you're thinking, oh yes, I'm thinking of these words. So if you listen to each word, your mind is less likely to wander. And you can improve the quality of chanting itself, because when you're listening to each word you're saying, you're like, okay, maybe I'm not saying Hare right or Rama right. So you see and you hear, and that improves the quality of your chanting. One thing we also have to do when to love our japa is to realize the value of the holy name. It's hard to love something you don't really appreciate. And that holy name is truly a rare gem because it's so simple. It's 3 words in a certain arrangement, 16 words, that's it. But it's so powerful. It has the power to transform our hearts and minds. So we're going to read another excerpt from the verse we read. Who hasn't read? Vidhi, can you read this excerpt from the purport and then give your summary?
Srimad Bhagavatam 10:3:37-38. In this age we are fallen, but the Supreme Personality of Godhead has appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to bestow upon us love of Godhead directly. This was appreciated by the associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Rupa Goswami says, Namo Mahavadhanaya Krishna Prema Pradaya Te Krishna Krishna Chaitanya.
Namne Gaura Tase Namaha.
In this verse, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is described as Mahavadhanaya, the most munificent of charitable persons, because he gives Krishna so easily that one can attain Krishna simply by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, Maha Mantra. We should therefore take advantage of the benediction given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and when by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra we are cleansed of all dirty things, Jeto Darpanam Marjanam, we shall be able to understand very easily that Krishna is the only object of love. Kritanad eva Krishnasya mukta sangha param vrajat.
So what did you get from this section?
My takeaway from that was that instead of having that mindset of like, I have to do this, we should understand how lucky we are to do it. I think once you had said, instead of I have to, I get to.
Yeah. So we think about Mahaprabhu. When he came back 500 years ago, the Maha Mantra was there, but it was said only within a specific circle. You had to be, quote unquote, qualified to hear the holy name. But what did Mahaprabhu do? He took that holy name and he brought it out to the streets so that every single person has the opportunity to hear the holy name. So we should, it said, take advantage of what was given to us by Mahaprabhu. You know, earlier I was talking about how the ultimate goal is love for Krishna. But that's kind of difficult to jump into. And so you have to start with the beginning steps. And that holy name is one of those steps. Because, you know, by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, we are cleansed of all dirty things. We shall be able to understand very easily that Krishna is the only object of love. So that helps us get that knowledge, get that understanding. Also, I want to do a quote from what Srila Prabhupada has to say about the holy name. So this is from a lecture on Bhagavad Gita 13.4 in Miami, February 27th, 1975. Sangeeta, do you want to read this excerpt?
Hare Krishna is Krishna personally. So if you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, you associate with Krishna. And if you associate with fire, you become warm. Similarly, if you associate with Krishna, then you become gradually Krishnized. And when you perfect, just like you put one iron rod into the fire, it becomes warmer, and at last it becomes red hot. At that time, it is fire because it has acquired the quality of the fire, although it is iron rod. So the process is to remain with the fire. Similarly, if you remain with Krishna by chanting his holy name, then you will be purified, and one day will come, you will be Krishnized. The process is very simple. Chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That's all.
Thank you. So what did you get from that section?
Just chant and be happy.
Yeah.
Always remain with chanting, whether you're sad or happy, whatever you're going through in life. Chanting is your friend, and chanting is your best friend. Just stay with chanting and be happy.
Yeah. I always like the words Srila Prabhupada used. Like, we were listening to some lectures, and Srila Prabhupada used the word rascaldom. I thought that was a fun word. And then in this one, you will be Krishnaized. Not, transformed, Krishnaized. He uses very nice words. But we're actually very fortunate that Srila Prabhupada came and gave us the holy name, a way for us to form that loving relationship with Krishna. So, take good care of the holy name by taking good care of our japa, loving your japa. Now, of course, There are other ways to love your japa, and that can be a whole class topic in itself, how to love your japa. But things like listening are universal principles that can be applied to everyone to help with your japa. So, kind of in conclusion, I want to talk about the benefits of adding love to our bhakti yoga. You know, actually, I think you've listened enough to me for today. I want you guys, maybe we can pass the mic around, to list some benefits, either from today's class or your readings, about the benefits of adding love to your bhakti yoga. So we can pass. Anybody want to start? Krish, we can get the mic.
It makes bhakti easier.
Okay. Do you want to elaborate on that a little bit?
I mean, when you're chanting, let's say, some days you feel like you don't want to do it, but like, you know, you just, if you love the process, then you'll I don't know how to explain it. But
Well, it's like, you know, a stranger versus a friend of yours. You don't know the stranger, but you know your friend, right? So, you know, you're more likely to hang out with your friend than your stranger because you love your friend more than you love the stranger. So it's the same way. If you love the process of chanting japa, it doesn't feel like a chore. It feels like, oh, I get to chant. Is that what you kind of thinking?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Anybody else? I want to get at least a few people, if that's okay.
Adding love gets me, I guess, closer to my Lord or my Lordship. Without love, I don't think I'll be very close to my Lordship. As you said earlier, feeling. Love is a feeling. So that's what I felt after I listened to your class today.
Yes, Mike.
I think you can develop a true connection with Krishna if you have love in your bhakti, and that helps you easily do chanting and make a connection with him.
Okay.
Also with love, with love, it doesn't matter what our state is. None of our conditions affect us, and we're constantly doing bhakti. With real love, we're doing 24/7 bhakti, and it doesn't matter what the conditions are.
Yeah. Anybody else? Maybe some from the Mataji side?
I guess everything is just love all day, every day, and we embrace that, and we can move on happily and willingly with our whatever we do, if it's dishes, if it's you know, whatever it is. So
it doesn't feel like dishes. It feels more like, you know,
happiness.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good point. Thank you. Yeah, maybe like one or two more people.
Happiness. Because when you do it out of love, when I say in your heart, whatever you do in service of Krishna, you tend to feel this sort of, the word happiness to really fit there, something beyond that, which is bliss. So when Krishna please, you does feel that. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you. So, there's a lot of benefits of adding love. So, in conclusion, I want to emphasize the love. The love in our devotional service cannot be neglected. We're not robots, like I said. We have emotions. We have love. You might say you don't, but you have love. And including that love in your service will transform your devotional service. Like Heather said, it won't feel like dishes. It won't feel like sweeping. It will feel happiness. I think that's just something I really, really want to emphasize. So with that, there's about, I don't know, 10, 12 minutes. So with that, any questions, comments? Yes, Krish, we can get the mic.
So, you talked about discrimination, right, in the middle, and like discrimination against people, right? And my question was, sometimes unintentionally, it would happen. So how do you stop that?
I think it's all about awareness. We have to have the awareness that we all look different, but inside we're all spirit souls, and but we have, like Krishna Prema talked about in this class last week, it's false ego. That false ego is like a block. If we identify with the self, we naturally see people as higher than us and people as lower than us. Now that is still something important, because sometimes you have to recognize when someone is like a more advanced devotee, not as advanced of a devotee. So there has to be some discrimination, but the discrimination shouldn't stop us from treating people differently. We can see people differently. It's just how we treat them shouldn't be like, oh, you're this type of person, I'm not going to give you that love. Oh, you're this type of person, I'm going to give you more love. We have to kind of deal with people. Now that's not saying we deal with people the same, because like I said, everybody is unique. So the way you deal with people may not be the same, but the amount of love should be the same. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes. Can we get a mic? Yes. Thank you.
Hello? Hello? Oh, it's without the button, okay.
Yeah.
I was just thinking that what makes me happy in the morning, first thing I wake up, I start with my gratitude and, thanking God for all the things, the blessings that I have. And I think that really makes me happy and helps the day to go better. And another thing was, when I'm with another person, I always think about giving 100% of my attention to that person. So that person feels my love for them. And even if it's people I don't even know, I always try to remember that they have, just to speak to their heart, that everyone has love and everyone is doing the best they can. And the compassion, I think, is such a great thing that we as human beings have. Compassion. Not like animals. Animals, if another animal does something wrong, they want to just kill them. But we have to have compassion. It's a possibility with that compassion that person can actually change, the way that they are, and will stop doing evil things.
Yeah.
So those are just the three things that I was thinking of.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. I think gratitude is very important, especially gratitude toward God, because it's said that nothing happens without the sanction of the Supreme Lord. I think one of the Srila Prabhupada quotes, I don't remember which day it is, it's if Krishna wants to save you, no one can kill you. And if Krishna wants to kill you, no one can save you. So nothing happens, not a blade of grass moves without the sanction of the Lord. So starting the day with like that sort of mentality of like, thank you, Krishna, for giving me this opportunity and giving me these things and allowing me to serve you. That's such a nice way to think about it. I think the way we start our day is very important. I know for me, if I start the day off on the wrong foot, my whole day is ruined. So I like how you start the day with that. And yes, it's true that like compassion, we have to treat people with like love and compassion, because it's said like the association of people around you is important. It's like the example is like a fruit. If you put like a moldy fruit in like a bowl of perfectly normal fruit, that moldy fruit is going to have an impact on the fruits around it. It's going to make the other fruits mold around quicker. But I guess on the other side, if you think of it as like a good thing, if you have that sort of love and compassion, it spreads to the people around you, and they also feel more obliged to treat with people with love and compassion. So thank you for those points. Thank you. Yes, Max.
Can you go back to the Namo Mahavaranyaya slide? Um, so, yeah, Namo Mahaprabhu. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving out love of Godhead, right? Which means it's not something that I can just generate on my own, love of Godhead. I have to receive it. But if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving it out, what is the main thing stopping me from getting it?
Can you like rephrase your question?
So, right, I can't just turn on my love.
Yeah.
Right? It's not even something that I can just develop on my own. I can't like chisel it, I can't cultivate it. I have to be given love. That's like something that has to be bestowed.
Yeah.
And this is saying of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu he's giving it to everybody, right? Love of Godhead, he's distributing it. I want it, so why don't I have it? What's the thing that's stopping me from accepting it, from receiving it?
If you remember from the Damodar pastime, for example, it was 2 fingers too short. Do you remember what those 2 fingers were? Yeah. Endeavor and mercy. So both have to be there. We can't just sit here. All right, Krishna, I'm waiting for your mercy. That's not going to work. But at the same time, we can't just expect, I can chisel away at it with my own endeavor, and eventually I'm going to chisel it and make it a beautiful sculpture. Both have to be there. There has to be some sort of endeavor on your end, because, there's how many people in Orlando? I don't know. So many millions of people. There's not millions of people here. You guys made the endeavor to come here. But at the same time, there also has to be the mercy. For example, like if you go on the street, say I'm a normal person, I'm just walking on the street. By the mercy of Krishna, you might meet a devotee. Like, for example, we were out on Harinam today. Those people that you talked to got a little bit of mercy from the Lord so that you could go and talk to them. So both have to be there. You have to make the endeavor. Like, they had to make the endeavor to go to Lake Eola. They didn't just sit there and wait. This guy's going to come to my door, and then I'll get it. They went and walked, even if they weren't intentionally going out. But they made an endeavor. You have to have some endeavor, but you also have to have mercy. Mercy of Krishna, mercy through the Guru. And we have to have that understanding that it's not just my endeavor alone. It is also the mercy there. So if we have that understanding, that will help. But, Mahaprabhu, in this case, because it was like so closed off, he didn't want it to be so closed off. Because people in the Kali Yuga are so fallen. He wanted to make it easy. He didn't want to make it so that we had to get these qualifications to become this level of Brahmana. He wanted to give it, there's no one hard, fast rules for chanting the holy name. That's what's said in Shikshastakam verse 2. So he went out and gave it freely. So that's kind of like the mercy of Mahaprabhu. He came and just gave it to whoever was out there. So endeavor and mercy have to be there. I don't know if that helps.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That question that Max asks is, there is a verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Mahaprabhu garland the whole world with the holy name, and that same question was asked, so if Mahaprabhu garland the entire world with the holy name, why it is not everybody is chanting? So Pran Govinda Prabhu, he did said that in order to get that love for the holy name, we need intelligence and knowledge. So that's why those who actually wants to know about Lord Krishna, they have to get that intelligence. That's why not everybody in the world is chanting the holy name. So if I forget the verse, but probably I'll explain a lot about that on that verse. Because it literally says, Mahaprabhu garland the whole world with the holy name, which is literally, if you say, then everybody should be chanting if Mahaprabhu give the holy name to everybody. Yeah. So
it's like, like the geodes, they look like a normal rock on the outside, but if you crack it open, the whole gems are shown. You have to have that intelligence to know which is just a rock and which is that geode. And then once you get that knowledge, you can crack it open, get the beauty that is the holy name. Yeah, I'll look that up. Thank you for that. We got 3 minutes, so if we have takeaways, questions, anything.
Prabhupada mentioned about the ages and different processes. See, because of this age, as people are so fallen disease, the worst sickness, the worst disease, it bring the strongest medicine. So here Mahaprabhu is like the doctor giving this medicine. And the last line here it said, or second to last line, by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, we are cleansed of all dirty things. So it takes time because for many, many millions of lifetime we are accumulating these dirty things.
Yeah.
So here the Lord is so merciful, coming in Mudra Radharani,
Yeah.
for different reasons, but to give us this medicine. So if we don't take the medicine as prescribed, then how would we get healed?
Yeah.
So it would take time, but we have to take the medicine, definitely.
Yeah.
And with the last projection where you mentioned keeping the rod in the fire, that is very important because the fire is like association. You can't put the rod alone. You had to have the association, which is like the fire. So this is why association in our teachings is always emphasized. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. That was very important. I guess we were reading the Srimad Bhagavatam yesterday, and it was talking about the Jai and Vijay pastime. And Jai and Vijay had just been told the Kumaras, hey, no, you can't enter into Vaikuntha. And so the Jai and Vijay, they realized, oh, maybe we made a little bit of a mistake. So they said to the four Kumaras, we understand that you are going to curse us, but we just ask that we do not forget Krishna. So that's kind of like, for a devotee, that's kind of like the worst punishment, is to forget Krishna. But in this Kali Yuga, fallen age, we're so degraded that most of us have forgotten Krishna. So we need that association, like that iron rod. And then we can become, like Srila Prabhupada said, Krishnaized. And we get that intelligence back, and we remember our relationship with Krishna. But yeah, in conclusion, I just want to say, all you need is love. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So we can put the mats back and get ready for Gaur Arti. Hare Krishna.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyabhari Pashtacharishatarine Shiva Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande Arati Kashabha Shiva Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande Arati Kashabha Janavitatavani Jagamanalobha Janavitatavani Jagamanalobha Ibadakineni Taichan Bami Gadadhara Ibadakineni Taichan Bami Gadadhara Nikate Advaita Shuni Basa Chachadhara Nikate Advaita Shuni Basa Chachadhara Vibhabose Yache Gaurachan Gratna Samasane Vibhabose Yache Gaura Chan Ratna Simmasane Arati Korena Brahma Adi Devakane Arati Korena Brahma Aditevakane Shivanarahari Arikori Chamaradhulaya Shivanarahari Arikori Chamaradhulaya Sanjaya Mukunda Basu Gasharigaya Sanjaya Mukunda Basu Gasharigaya Vivashankha Bhaji Ganta Bhaji Bhaji Karatala Vivashankha Bhaji Ganta Bhaji Bhaji Karatala Madhura Medanga Bhaji Paramarasala Madhura Mridanga Bhaji Paramarasala Shankha Bhaji Ganta Bhaji Madhur Madhur Madhura Bhaji Shankha Bhaji Ganta Bhaji Madhur Madhur Madhura Bhaji Aratik Shobha Jaga Janamana Loba Gaurange Aratik Shobha Jaga Janamana Loba Gaurange Aratik Shobha Gaurange Aratik Shobha Gaurange Aratik Shobha Gaurange Aratik Shobha Jaga Janamana Loba Jaga Janamana Loba Shankha Bhaji Ganta Bhaji Shankar Bhaje Kanta Bhaje Shankar Bhaje Kanta Bhaje Shankar Bhaje Kanta Bhaje Madhur 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 Bhaje Shankar Bhaje Kanta Bhaje Madhur 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 Bhaje Madhura 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 Bhaje Madhura 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 Bhaje Madhura 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 Bhaje Madhura 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 Bhaje Nitai Gaura Nataraj Nitai Gaur 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 Nataraj Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaur Haribo Nitai Gaur Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaur Haribo Babahu Koti Chandra Jini Padana Ujvala Babahu Chandra Jini Vadana Ujvala Galadeshe Banamala Kore Chalamala Galadeshe Banamala Kore Jalamala Shiva Shiva Shuka Narada Preme Kadagada Shiva Shiva Shuka Narada Preme Garagada Hakati Vinodadiki Gorara Sampada Bhakti Vinoda Deku Gorara Sampada Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Gaura Hari. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Gaura Hari. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Gaura Hari. Gaura, Gaura, Gaura Hari, Jaya Sachinandana, Gaura Hari. Gaura, Gaura, Gaura Hari, Jaya Sachinandana, Gaura Hari. Gaura, 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 Gaura Hari, Gaura, 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 Gaura Hari. Gaura, 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 Gaura Hari, Gaura, 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 Gaura Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaura Nataraj, Nitai Gaura Nataraj, Nitai Gaura Nataraj, Nitai Gaura Nataraj. Nitai Gaura Nataraj, Nitai Gaura Nataraj, Nitai Gaura Nataraj, Nitai Gaura Nataraj. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. Nitai Gaura Haribo, Haribo, Haribol, Nitai Gaura Haribol. Jai Om Vishnu Pad Paramahamsa Parivrajagacharya Shaptashatrishimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnu Pad Paramahamsa Parivrajagacharya Shaptashatrishimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Sakaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakti Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shamkunda Radhakunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Shri Navadvip Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Shri Mathura Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Maya Ki Jai. Yamuna Maya Ki Jai. Tulsi Maharani Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. All glories to their most beautiful lordships. Shri Shri Nitai Gaur Nataraj Ki Jai. Tai Gaur Pramanande Hari Hari Bo. All glories to the Assam devotees. All glories to the Assam devotees. All glories to the Assam devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Guranga. All glories to His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Praladiladaini. Praladiladaini. Hiranyakashipurvaksha. Hiranyakashipurvaksha. Shilatanganakhalaye. Shilatanganakhalaye. Ito nasimha parato nasimha. Ito nasimha parato nasimha. Yato yato yami tato nasimha. Yato yato yami tato nasimha. Vahi nasimha hridaye nasimha. Vahi nasimha hridaye nasimha. Narasimhamadim sharanam prapade. Narasimhamadim Jagaditha Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Adhuta Singha Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringa Keshavadita Narahari Keshavaditha Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare 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 Jaya Narasimha Dev Jaya Narasimha Dev Jaya Narasimha Dev Jaya Narasimha Dev Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Shri Narasimhadev Bhagwan ki Srila Prabhupada ki Prahlad Maharaj ki Nitai Gaura Premanande
Hare Krishna. While the japa is coming around, real quick, let's just go over what we're doing in this japa meditation. So we talked about love. We talked about sharing certain experiences with the people that we care about and how we can fall in love with our japa. One of the things that Marisha was talking about, is relational, personal. When you're with a person, there are certain things, you're sharing your time, you're sharing the experience, maybe you're sharing in food and prasadam, you're confiding in them and sharing your mind. And with that said, how can we do that with our japa? The two biggest lies that we love to say with anything is, I don't have the money and I don't have the time. Now, why is that the biggest lie? Because no one has the money until they see something they want. Then all of a sudden the money manifests. The next iPhone comes out. That's when you have money, Then you can buy it, or, you see something that looks really good. Oh, no, Prabhu, I'm sorry. I don't have the money to spend on this, and that. Oh, but that's a nice looking cheesecake. I can treat myself. I can treat myself today. And then time. Because again, same thing, just like with money. We don't have the time until we do. Until there's something we want to do. Like, oh, I'm sorry. I can't come to the temple. I don't have the time. But it's Super Bowl Sunday. Now you have all the time in the world. Or, there are certain people that, you just can't hang out with because you're too busy working. You don't have the time. Oh, but my best friend is in town? Okay, I'll make time. So that's why I say those are the two biggest lies that we tell ourselves. We don't have the time and we don't have the money. Realistically, you always have the time for the things you care about. And you always have the money for the things that you want. So now, as it relates to our japa, because one of the biggest things with japa is, I don't have the time to do japa. But you have the time to doom scroll, to binge on Netflix. You have time to hang out with your friends. You have time to do 101 other things except for japa. It's something to keep in mind. Because all of us, we tell these lies with other things as well, Your boss asks you to stay a few extra hours at the job. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have the time. I have to be with my family. Your friends ask you to go hang out at night. Oh, you know what? My family can wait. Yeah. Yeah. So right now, part of building the relationship with our japa meditation is, again, it's personal. It's a person that we're connecting to. And if you want to connect with someone, you need to make the time. You need to find the time. So right now, we're going to find the time. We're going to make the time. And I want you to think about afterwards, how can you make time for this very important person in your life? This very important person that you don't have time for right now. Because a lot of us, we're not chanting at home, realistically. And if we are chanting, we're doing the bare minimum. I do my quarter round. That's enough. And that's better than nothing. But now how can we step it up a little bit? How can we find the time? How can we make the time to do our japa meditation? With that being said, you want to make sure index finger doesn't touch. You have it on your middle and your thumb. When we're chanting japa, the beads come towards us as we're saying each mantra. Make sure that articulate every syllable, every word, because as it comes out, it comes back in, and this is the purificatory process. This is the washing machine. So you need to make sure that it really comes out and it comes back in with every word that you say so that can really clean you out. We're going to start with the Panchatattva prayers, and then we're going to continue to the rest of the mantra meditation. And again, when we're chanting japa, we are asking, "Oh Krishna, please engage me. Oh energy of the Lord, please engage me in your loving service." Because only in that loving service can we attain that reservoir of pleasure that comes in his association. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. I guess another example from Srila Prabhupada as we're collecting the japa beads. You know, even Srila Prabhupada, he made the time to execute his Gurudev's mission. He only slept 2 hours a day. 2 hours a day, but he still did all of his japa meditation. He still did his translations, you know, spoken and written. He's still associated with the devotees. He still cooked for their lordships. He still did so many things. And the reason he was able to is because he was able to make the time for the things that mattered to him. Just something to think about. Hare Krishna.
वृन्दावन रम्यस्थान दिव्यचिन्तामणिधाम रत्नमन्दिरमनोहारा वृन्दावन रम्यस्थान दिव्यचिन्तामणिधाम रत्नमन्दिरमनोहारा अमृतकालिन्दिनी रे राजहंस केलिकारे कहे शोभे कनक कमा अमृतकालिन्दिनी रे राजहंस केलिकारे तहे शोभे कनक कमा वृन्दावन रम्यस्थान दिव्यचिन्तामणिधाम रत्नमन्दिरमनोहारा तारमदेहिमापित अष्टदाले विस्तृत अष्टदाले प्रदन नायिका तारमदेहिमापित अष्टदाले विस्तृत अष्टदाले प्रदन नायिका करमदे रत्नशाने बोर्षिया चेन्दुजाने श्यामा संग सुन्दरी राधिका तारमदे राधिका वृंदावन रम्य स्थान दिव्य चिंतामणि धाम रतना मंदिर मनोहारा
Shri Shri Nitai Gaur Nataraj ki, or Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande.
Hare Krishna. Normally I would do this full screen, but it seems I've lost internet connection. So we will just do it with this. So, welcome everyone to the Sunday Love Feast. Is anyone here for the first time? Raise your hand. Anybody? Everybody been here before? Yes. Oh, what's your name and how did you come to know about us? Thank you for coming. I appreciate it.
And I enjoyed this service very. And I enjoyed this service. I enjoyed the service.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. Anyone else? First time? If not, we can move on to today's announcements. Can you, now that you're here. Okay, so Monday, March 23rd, is the appearance day of Ramanujacharya. Then on March 26th, which is Thursday, is Ram Navami, which is the appearance of Lord Ram. And that on that day, we fast till sunset. It's typically, I think, around 7:30. I don't know the exact time. But it should, if you look up on Google, it should tell you the time that you break your fast. Yeah, it didn't work. Oh, perfect. Thank you. So on Thursday will be the actual fasting day, but on Sunday we will be celebrating Ram Navami. We will be doing a class on Lord Ram, and also, I'm sure more will come from that. March 28th is Saturday, and it is Kamada Kadashi, which is a day we fast from grains and beans. So that break fast day will be March 29th, and the break fast window is 7:18 to 11:26 a.m. So you got a nice big window when you can break your fast. So we will do book distribution. So today we went out on Harinam, Lake Eola. We had a nice turnout. It was nice to see many of the devotees come. Max, do you want to give any sort of little summary of, because you were doing the book distribution?
Yeah, so we went on Harinam, and we got a lot of books out, and this was mostly thanks to the efforts. We had some new people join us today. It was Heather, and I guess Hanuman and Krishna are out of the room at the moment. But Heather and Hanuman and Krishna, thank you so much for coming to help support us, and for being enthusiastic enough to try to give out some books. You know, it's not such an easy thing, but even look, Krishna got 2 books out and received money, $5, and then Heather also got a couple books out, got $5 as well. So first time. Yeah, we should get a round of applause for them. It's a very nice achievement. And it was nice, and the kirtan was especially fired up today, I felt. And Avi Prabhu and his father brought nice prasadam as well for the end, which was amazing. So thank you so much for supporting us. Oh, your mom, okay. Thank you so much, Avi's mom. And we made $65 today, which wasn't bad. Pretty good. For the last year that we've been going, that's the most we've made at Lake Eola. It was a beautiful day, so many people. So overall, very enjoyable time. So yeah, it's nice.
Yes, you could also be happy too, Prabhu, if you come. Yeah. So, you know, we like to show the picture of the prasadam, so maybe a little bit of an enticement for next time. Next time we can come out, and you can be in these pictures too, distributing many, many books. So, with that, we go to our reading session. So we do 2 reading sessions. We do Wednesday, 7 to 7:30, we read Chaitanya Charitamrita. And then Saturday, 8 to 9, we do Srimad Bhagavatam reading, and those are both over Zoom. So if you want to join, the link should be in the WhatsApp group, which I will go over shortly. Sponsorship. So there's many ways you can sponsor. So one way is the Sunday Love Feast. So today's Sunday Love Feast has not been sponsored. So if you do want to sponsor the Sunday Love Feast, please let us know, and we can arrange for that to be done. But you can also be a monthly donor. No amount is too small, too large. You know, we don't limit. You can do 1,000, million, no worries. But you can monthly donate every month to help with the utilities and things that help us maintain the temple. And we also have opportunities to donate groceries, and the grocery list is on the notice board out there. So it gives a specific list of items that we need. So we have our various social media channels. We have Facebook, we have YouTube, which streams live every Sunday. We have our Instagram. We also have our website, and our website is very detailed. It has all these links and information about our program, so it's a very good way. You know, if you have a question, it might be answered on the website. And yeah, just keep checking us out. Subscribe, comment, follow, all that sort of good stuff. Yes, so this is the WhatsApp group. The QR code is here, or it is right here. So you just scan this QR code, and you will join this group. And it's only so that admins only can post, so you're not going to get a whole bunch of notifications every day. And it's the best way to get important notifications, especially on short notice. Mahaprasadam. So we do have Mahaprasadam for sale today. Cookies and Mangal sweets, so they will go for $4. Sangeeta, do you want to show one of the boxes off so that everybody can see? Yes. Yes, so $4. So yes, cookies and Mangal sweets. So if you're a little picky, you can pick one or the other, or you can pick both. Yes. The orange cranberry. And the other one, no, it's chai spice. So a little bit of different flavors, you know. I try to keep the Lord's with different flavors of cookies. But yes, so those be at the gift shop, and at the gift shop we have all the devotee needs that you may have, arti paraphernalia, chanting beads. So if you enjoyed Bhaja Govinda's chanting with absorption session, I don't know what I did. Anyway, if you enjoy that chanting with absorption session and you want to get your own set of beads, they will be in the gift shop, which will be on the screen shortly. There we go. Technical difficulties. Please apologize. So, Srila Prabhupada quote of the day. Oh, yes.
All right, Srila Prabhupada quote of the day. Is it 22 or 23 today? 22. Okay, Mayapur, March 22nd, 1976. We can ask favor from anyone, but we must know that nobody can favor us unless sanctioned by the Supreme Person. Suppose we approach a rich man to favor us with some contribution. Krishna is there within, and if he says, you give him this money, the man will give us. If he is not so fortunate now, therefore Krishna doesn't dictate him. So there is nothing to be sorry. This should be our principle. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Let's see, what was a good one? Okay, this is letter to Raya Rama, March 20th, 1969. Depend on Krishna, because after all, he is the ultimate master of all situations. It is not the doctor or the medicine or the place, but it is ultimately Krishna who is the master to do everything. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
And now we'll sing Mahaprasadam praise. Mahaprasade Govinde Ma Brahmane Vaishnave Sarva Punyamvatam Rajam Vishwaso Navijayate Sharirada Vijaja Sohindriyata Hika Jive Pele Vishaya Sagore Raja Maja Jivati Loba Moya Suramati Take Jita Koti no Samsare Krishna Borado Yamoy Karibar Jiva Joy Swaprasadana Dilobai Se Anamrita Pao Radha Krishna Guna Gao preme rakho Chaitanya Nitai preme rakho Chaitanya Nitai Jani Ma Jani Dai Jani Mai Jani Dai Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shivasari Gaura Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama Nitai Gaura Nataraj 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 Jaya Gaura Nitai 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 Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Shri Nitai Gaura Maharaj Mahaprasadam Ki Jai Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Nitai 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 Gaura Premanande This is the end of our Sunday love feast. Just remember, with love, take out your phone and take a picture of Shishinitai Gaur Nataraj and post it everywhere, even in your heart. And prasadam will be served outside, right? Yeah. So, Sunday love feast ki jai, Shishinitai Gaur Nataraj ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande.